9 Tips for Choosing a Short-Term Rental Property Name. When building a new enterprise, you want to consider all the angles, especially when it comes to the marketability of your property. Starting out in the world of short rentals is very exciting. Choosing a short rental property name is one of the funniest parts of starting your short-term rental business. Your brand name will help your rental make a name for itself, so you need to make it count. Take effort and time to find the right words to describe your property. Your brand name is a key element which ensure you make a great first impression. Above all, when naming your business brand, it is important to keep it short and sweet and relevant to your rental. Follow these simple 9 tips and naming your new business should be much less stressful. Decide about your strategy. Think about what connotations you want your property to have. Research local and national competitors to generate ideas. Do not copy their names, make a decision regarding the type of name you want. For example, completely made-up word, a descriptive name, one that uses the company founder's surname, a geographical one, or a name from local history and mythology. Create some guidelines to assess and shortlist the names you come up with. For example, number of words, 2 or 3 words maximum, and number of syllables. Less than 3 is good and memorable. Be creative and write down all potential names that come to mind. Finding the right name is a case of trial and error until you finally settle on the one that is right for your property. For this reason, it is better to have many ideas. Sometimes it may take a while for you to come up with just the right idea. Use a dictionary to find synonyms and less commonly used words. Google storming. Type search terms that are linked to your short-term rental property into Google, and see what results it comes up with. Analyzing your property characteristics and pick out any outstanding features. This might be plants, colors, amenities, views and so on. Googling out keyword research. It can really help to perform some keyword research to find relevant terms that travelers are already looking for in Google. This is especially useful if you are planning on using something about your location in your property name. Start by Googling some of the names you have identified and see if your site could potentially make it to the top of the first results page. If you have a website, try to imagine how the name of your property might display on it. Think about how it could appear inside a logo or simply during online research. Remember not to stuff keywords into your name unless they sound good and make sense for your property. Using a local city or neighborhood name might not help you rank on Google. The biggest myth by far is that adding your local town name will help you rank on Google local searches. It might work, it might not. Google looks for clues to figure out who ranks for what, but there are simpler ways to let Google know what's up. Google is getting smarter every day. So tricks like this may work for now, but you can bet your next commission check they won't work forever. I would say that if you can squeeze that town name in and it sounds professional and is easy to remember, then go for it. Refer to your image you want to convey. For many vacation rental owners in competitive and oversaturated markets, you might not always get first pick on the name you want. To make your decision easier, compare your long list of ideas with the criteria you set out in the first step and check which ones are most closely aligned with your guidelines. Always remember that your property is a vacation destination, so its name has to be eye-catching and attractive for potential guests. Avoid acronyms, unusual and overly complex names. Your property name must be simple and straightforward, since it is crucial that it remains printed in the guest's mind. Try to avoid acronyms, because this will be difficult for your guest to remember it over time and also you would have to explain its meaning. The same is true for unusual names, which could sound interesting, but sometimes might mislead your guest or deliver the wrong message. Long names are not a good choice either. Find the right length for a catchy name that describes your property and that can be easily remembered by anyone who reads or hears it for the first time. Define your property characteristics. Immediately identify which type of property your vacation home is in the name. Being consistent in the choice of the name is vital for the image of your rental property, as it needs to be truly credible in the eyes of the potential guest. For example, a quiet villa or a tranquil apartment by the sea with a name that recalls a city life could be misleading and create confusion in your guests' minds. In the same way, the name of a house in the countryside must be consistent with your offer, related to the environment and nature that surrounds it. Your guests have to be able to identify the main features of your vacation rental just by reading the brand name. Also, make sure it sounds like a professional name. No one is going to trust a business that does not sound professional. A good name is memorable. If you want people to actually visit your site, you need to make sure the name is memorable. A good rule here is to tell a friend or member of your family what your domain name is and see what their reaction is. If their first response is something like, "What?" then it's a good sign that you need to go back, choose another name. If they remember your name 2 weeks later, chances are you have got a good name on your hands. A brand should evoke one of the 5 senses as well. Think about your favorite names. Sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. All tie in when it comes to their individual branding models. You need a name that creates a connection with a customer. For example, your guests are buyers that want to move out of the city and you handle mostly rural properties. Therefore, seeing lush green fields or trees can make an impression, and chances are they will check out your site. Make sure your name lasts. Your name must be able to stand the test of time and still make sense 10-20 years in the future. It is difficult to change your name after the company has already been established. Experiment using your short rental property name. There is no point coming up with a property name that you do not like saying or you cannot pronounce. It should convey the right message and image. So before you set your property name in stone, you should ensure that it is easy to read. It is simple to pronounce and spell. It won't confuse your guest. It is not too similar to a nearby competitor's name. It is positive. It is memorable. It is relevant. Be sure to think over your target customers, and what makes your property name unique and helps it stand out from the crowd. Be critical, and listen to constructive feedback. Before you know it, your property name will start to gain traction. Good luck. How did you come up with your vacation rental home name? We'd love to hear your stories in the comments. If you're really stuck for ideas, there are plenty of online business name generators that can help. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch all my lectures, you may be able to start investing in rental properties a little quicker. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell to get alerts when a new video is posted. Please write your comments, questions, or concerns you would like to share.